What's going on, guys? Leo Canero here with your amazing topic of the day. And today's topic is 0% interest, the best way to fund your business in 2022. What? 0% interest? I'm serious. I'm going to tell you how to get it and the steps to knock this out so you can make 2022 your breakthrough year starting now. My friends. So in 2022, you set out these big goals. You want to grow your business. You want to scale it. And whether it's marketing, whether you need inventory to hire an employee, you're running into that money wall where I need funds to grow my business and make 2022 my breakthrough year. But what are the best funds? And wait, I can get 0% interest funding to do it? What? How can this be? Let's dive into how this works and check it out right now. Now, the first thing you want to look at is if I want to get 0% interest, can I get it in the form of a loan or is it a line of credit? Like, how does this work? And the answer is the line of credit revolving credit line format. If I go get a loan, every loan always has an interest rate. If it's a no collateral loan, the interest rate might be starting at 5 or 6%. It might go up to 30, it might go up to 50% in business loans. So loan options are generally going to be more expensive. They're also going to be more difficult to qualify for. If you could go the line of credit option, that is the only way you're going to lock in 0% interest. And for a lot of reasons, the line of credit might be the best option. If I get a loan, when I pay it off, now I have to go get another loan if I need a loan, right? I have to go pay more fees and I have to jump through more hoops again to get that loan, and I don't get 0% interest. But if I get a line of credit or a revolving credit line, as I'm going to teach you more about in just a few seconds, 0% interest comes with that. I can use it, I can pay it down, I can use it and pay it down during that 0% interest period and even beyond. And I cannot do that with a loan. So for most business owners, and I know when I started my business, even though it's a business funding company, I opted for the line of credit option because it has so many benefits of being open for the life of my business. If you take good care of it, the credit limit will increase as you build a relationship with the lender. So I definitely recommend the line of credit option because it's the only one that comes with 0% interest, and it's nice to have it for the life of my business. Specifically though, what are we talking about with a line of credit? Well, we've got traditional lines of credit, and sometimes we think of a home equity line of credit where we can use it and pay it down and use it and pay it down. That's a great example of a traditional line of credit. Very difficult to qualify for those. You need to have real estate. You're not going to be paying 0% interest, and even though it seems like the rate is low, you actually pay 95% interest towards every payment the first few years of your traditional home equity line of credit. So keep that in mind. It's a great option, but that's kind of a traditional line of credit, and it's never 0% interest. The second type of line of credit is what we call a credit line or a credit card account. And Dave Ramsey gives credit cards a really negative connotation, but ask Kevin Plank, who started Under Armour on $40,000 in credit cards, and he'll give you a different story. So did Google, so did ClickFunnels, and so many other successful businesses were started on credit card accounts. The magic that happens in 2022 is you can stack multiple credit cards and lock in a 0% interest rate. And let's be honest, we all love the number 0. There is no better number out there than 0. I'm paying 0% interest. I have time to build my business, and we have funding sources. There are lenders out there that are offering 0% interest for up to 20 months, even some that are offering 0% interest up to 24 months, which is pretty nice. I mean, how blessed are we to live in the country of America where you can start a business, get 0% interest for the first 2 years of your business, give yourself time to make a profit, and more importantly, that payment is super affordable. You get a traditional line of credit, you might have to pay it back in 1 to 2 years. You get the credit card stacking, you've got time and an affordable payment. Let's say you take out $50,000 on a traditional line, I might have to pay $5,000 a month and pay that line of credit back in 12 months. You take out credit card stacking at $50,000, you're probably only paying $500 to $1,000 a month on that $50,000, and it's all going towards principal, no interest. So for a lot of business owners, that 0% interest credit card stacking where you're getting multiple business and personal credit cards at 0% interest is the way to go. So, okay, that sounds great, Leo. Well, how do I actually qualify for it? Well, that's a great question. Let's talk about what it takes to qualify. In order to qualify, you must have good personal credit, lenders are looking for a 680 or better FICO score. And so a lot of the times, if we're below 680 and we're making our payments on time, the number one reason we're below that is maxed out credit cards. So you can get a loan, you can pay down those credit card balances, get them below 45% of the limit, and now you can get above that 680 FICO score. That's the first thing that 0% interest funding sources and lenders are going to look for. The second thing, they want to see that $3,000 credit card limit. So it's like you've got a $3,000 credit card with your local bank or credit union, and you need to have at least 1 year of payment history. That starts to tell other lenders, hey, this is a reputable person, a credible person. They make their payments on time. They've got at least a $3,000 credit card limit with 1 year of payment history. That's a starting point. Of course, the more accounts you can have and the more payment history and the bigger the credit limits, the better off it'll be for your credit. And now you start to go above 700, 720. And then the next thing they're going to look at is car loans or installment history. Now, if you have a mortgage, that's even better. Student loans, not so helpful. They don't really count. But a $10,000 car loan with 1 year payment history is a great kind of lender guideline that these lenders are going to look at before they decide to give you that 0% interest money for your business, or even to move high interest debts over to 0% interest accounts. That can save you a lot of money. So that's how you qualify. That's how you lock in the 0% interest. So why doesn't everybody do this? I'm just going to go lock in all this 0% interest money, get my business going. Well, let's break down why this is a little bit more difficult than you might think. Number one, technology. If you have certain technologies where you can do all your applications at once and apply at 4 lenders at once to offer 0% interest, you have the opportunity to get 4 approvals. But if you don't have technology and you're doing it 1 application at a time on your computer or phone, well, now you start to get inquiries, and the other lenders see those inquiries and they're like, you already went down the road for money. I'm not going to approve you. And that's kind of how they look at it. The next thing you've got to do is you've got to go to the right lenders, right? Who's lending right now? Who's having losses? Whose stock price went down? Now they're not lending as much. Are there some local regional banks or credit unions with some really amazing offers? What about some of these lenders that offer 0% interest up to 20 or 24 months? How do you find those? You can get on Google. You can do some searches of the best 0% interest credit card accounts, but you really don't know unless you really dig into research who are the right lenders in your area and who are the lenders who actually like your business, right? You've got to know guidelines and order. Well, I know these lenders really care about credit inquiries, so I need to go to them first. These other ones don't care about them as much. And maybe if it's a business credit card versus a personal credit card, there's different guidelines. There are different business professions that they like. There are different regions of the country that certain lenders want to lend to versus others. So these are some of the factors that lenders are going to look at before they offer and give you that 0% interest approval. And that's something you've got to be aware of. So there are basically 2 options for you to lock in 0% interest funding and make 2022 your breakthrough year. Number one, you can do it yourself. You can figure it out yourself. You can put the time and the research in and figure out this. It's absolutely possible. You can definitely go that route, and there are people that do it successfully every single day. The second option, and some would say the more sure option, is a funding advocate. And I guess the example I would give is if you were accused, of a really bad crime and you were going to go to jail and you're like, I didn't do this crime, this is crazy. You could go ahead and DIY it and defend yourself in that court of law, or you could get a legal advocate, one of those really good attorneys who has a big, massive billboard and has a track record of helping a lot of people who are innocent get that not guilty verdict. So that's your other option, right? You've got the medical advocate, right? I look back at the story of Steve Jobs, an amazing entrepreneur, got pancreatic cancer. He thought he could DIY a solution for it because he was a genius. Unfortunately, that did not work out for him. Had he seen a medical profession, maybe they would have gotten to it early enough and he would have had a better chance of surviving with a medical advocate. And so for you, you can look at it and try and DIY it and figure it out. You can do that. It takes a lot of effort, research, and maybe, luck of finding the right lenders. The other option is finding yourself a funding advocate, someone who does this for a living, who's helped thousands of business owners over the last decade to get the very best funding possible to make their dream business a reality. Well, that, my friends, is the truth about the best funding in 2022 to lock in that 0% interest rate and make it your breakthrough year. grow and scale your dream business, whether it's brand new, whether it's been out for a few years, and whatever your money wall is that you're running into, 0% interest is a great way to find those solutions.